guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Currently, Robert Lewandowski will be leaving Bayern Munich. He is not happy. He wants out as he has not received the offer that he wants from Bayern Munich. And currently, Barcelona are in pole position to sign him and also consider him the priority signing for this summer. But again, the whole entire situation is in the hands of Bayern Munich and they will have the final say. But Barcelona have reached an agreement with another player to sign this summer, and that is Carlos Soler, the Valencia Spanish midfielder. There is a big saga around him. Apparently he'll only come in if Frenkie De Jong is sold. Apparently Valencia came out releasing a statement saying they denied all this. Big saga. I will cover all of it, and also how Ruben Neves could be a replacement for Busquets this summer as well. Of course, alongside a striker, another priority for Barcelona this summer is to reinforce the left back position, to sign someone to compete and hopefully overtake Jordi Alba in the future as well. And the three main candidates right now are Marcos Alonso, Alex Grimaldo, and Javi Galan. And lastly, contract renewal update on Ousmane, Dembele, and Pablo Gavi as Mateu Alemany sends them a salary warning. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. And the first player that we have been linked with, of course, is the priority signing for Barcelona. It is Robert Lewandowski. First, coming in from Sky Sports in Germany, they've come out saying that Lewandowski does not want to renew his contract with Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich do not want to let him leave without a replacement. Barcelona are determined to sign him and have offered him a 3-year contract, of course, 2 years plus 1 year option. Salary has also been discussed as well. And then finally, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona's priority is Lewandowski. They're prepared to pay what he wants in a 3-year contract or a 2-year plus 1 year option. Now Lewandowski is tempted. And now Barcelona are waiting to see what happens with Bayern Munich. The month of May will be very important, and if Bayern Munich did not give the green light for Robert Lewandowski's departure, Barcelona will go for another striker. So of course, we already knew that, but now Barcelona have to sit down and wait and see what happens between Lewa and Bayern Munich. Of course, this whole entire situation is in the hands of Bayern Munich. We'll wait and see. The club right now are very unsure what's going to happen. Barcelona have made Lewandowski their offer through his agent Javi, and it's exactly what he wants. 3-year contract, salary exactly the same as well. It is now up to Bayern Munich. No doubt Lewandowski is a priority for Barcelona for the summer, let alone just a striker position as well. So wait and see. Right now, I would say there's like a 30% chance he joins again, because if Bayern Munich just give him the money that he wants, give him the contract he wants, bada bing, bada boom, he'll sign it, he'll stay, no worries whatsoever. So they do have the upper hand. But now the question is, will they renew his contract, and then also will they sell him as well? And apparently they don't want to sell him. They really let him go for free next summer, and then Lewandowski has to push for the move internally. He say, look, let me go, or I'm going to go on strike, I won't play, yada yada yada, all that stuff. That's when the transfer will really get heated up. So wait and see. Still in the early stages, still in the hands of Bayern Munich, of course. But at the end of the day, they will be the ones to sign the future of Robert Lewandowski. Now, like Fabrizio Romano just mentioned, if Barcelona do not sign Lewandowski this summer, they will go for another striker, and we have been linked with other strikers as well over the past 24 hours. Firstly is Romelu Lukaku, coming in from Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo. He's come out saying that Lukaku to Barcelona is very complicated. At the moment, Chelsea Football Club cannot take any further decisions right now. A transfer would be very expensive, and a loan is very unlikely. Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and AC Milan are interested in the Belgian forward. I think Lukaku is a Serie A striker. I'll say it again, he's better than nothing, but personally, I wouldn't go for it. He's on right now 400,000 euros per week at Chelsea. And of course, Chelsea bought him last summer for 100 million euros. So they're going to be asking for at least, I would say, at the bare minimum, 60, maybe 70. And I think that's ridiculous for Lukaku. With a big risk, of course, changing leagues again. Will he flop like he did right now this season? I think that's very complicated. I don't think in the end Lukaku will join. Another player who will not be joining this summer but is on the radar at Barcelona, and of course Joan Laporta loves this player, is of course Joao Felix. Now Gerard Romero has come out saying the dinner meeting Jorge Mendes had with Barcelona was significant. If Atletico Madrid do not qualify for the Champions League, the possibility of Joao Felix's transfer will increase. And Barcelona are also alert on Guedes and Soler, who of course we'll talk about later. But Felix, it's a good possibility this summer. if Atletico Madrid do not qualify for the Champions League, which of course they're very, very likely to do that at the current moment. ESPN came out saying that Barcelona are among the clubs who have always been interested in Joao Felix. However, Atletico Madrid do not plan to sell him this summer. They consider him very important for the club, and of course, he's also very young as well. This has always been just a dream for Joan Laporta. It is very, very clear. He's come out in the media saying it as well. He is a big fan of Joao Felix. Another player like this, of course, is Dani Olmo, who I think Barcelona will sign next summer. But he's a player that he likes a lot, and of course, Xavi would welcome this signing as well. Even if Atletico Madrid don't qualify for the Champions League, they're not gonna sell him unless we give them Griezmann for free and then put another 60 million euros on top of that. I cannot see this deal happening. I think it's too complicated at the moment. And of course, we have to wait and see what happens with the future of Atletico Madrid this summer. But personally, I think everyone can agree on this. We will be signing Joao Felix this summer. But there is another striker from Atletico Madrid who I believe has a very good chance of joining Barcelona this summer. My sources have told me this, and also I have talked with a few journalists in Barcelona as well. And that player is Alvaro Morata. Of course, he will be leaving Juventus this summer, going back to Atletico Madrid. He could be available for around 30 million euros, and of course, we were in for him in January. Xavi was pushing for this signing in January, and in the end, we got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I think Lewandowski does not happen. I think Alvaro Morata is the next one in line, but of course, Atletico Madrid want a good price. So we'll wait and see. Personally, I think that Alvaro Morata is the next in line after Lewandowski, but of course, we'll have to wait and see. Lewandowski is still the priority. Now, along with a striker, another position that Barcelona consider a priority this summer to reinforce is the left back position. And of course, I showed you guys in the last video the league of left backs that Barcelona have on the list right now. Currently, Marcos Alonso, Grimaldo, and Javi Galan are leading the race in that left back position. Firstly, coming in from Jordi Alba, he's come out saying there have been contacts between Barcelona and Marcos Alonso. He's one of the popular options at the club. He joins the list of left backs who are on Barcelona's radar, like Alex Grimaldo and Javi Galan. And then Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Marcos Alonso wants to be respectful with Chelsea, but his priority is to return to Spain this summer. Barcelona have already started direct contacts to explore the intention and starting prices. He is one of 3 or 4 serious options in that left back position, as Barcelona will look to try and sign a left back this summer. Barcelona are really interested in Marcos Alonso and have talked with the people close to him. The player wants to return to Spain, and he is a serious option. And finally, Mateu Alemany and Juan Martí, very, very good sources, both came out saying that Marcos Alonso is a very serious option for Barcelona. The player wants to return to Spain. It is his priority, and there is currently goodwill on both sides, but everything, of course, depends on the negotiation with Chelsea after they get a new owner. Now, keep in mind that Marcos Alonso is not going to be free. If he's going to be free, this would blow up the whole situation completely. He will cost money this summer, 100%. And for me, Grimaldo is the best option available on the market. I would take so many left backs over Marcos Alonso. Again, he's a wing back. I think in a back four, he's shite. I think Barcelona only going for him because Spanish FC. That's all it. That's it. And of course, he has a decent shot on him. I think in a back four, he's dreadful. Of course, in the back five, it's a different story. I think he's decent, but I cannot believe Barcelona are going for Marcos Alonso and they consider him a serious option. I think Grimaldo, Galan, Gaia, Angelino, Reguilon are all clear of Alonso, but we'll wait and see. But quickly on another Chelsea player that Barcelona are going for, Azpilicueta. Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that before Marcos Alonso, the priority in the future negotiations with Chelsea will be the departure of Cesar Azpilicueta. His signing is very necessary for Xavi's project. So firstly, the club's priority is to sign Azpilicueta from Chelsea, and then Alonso will be a different chapter. Of course, having Miguel very, very close to Xavi, and he's saying that Azpilicueta is necessary for Xavi's project. So we'll wait and see. I think no doubt both players want to join Barcelona, and right now the priority at the two is Azpilicueta, but Alonso is a serious option in that left back position. And if he's going to cost around 10 million euros, I'd rather go for Grimaldo, man. He's cheaper, same price, better player. I hope the club don't mess this up. Again, if Alonso is the last option, okay, I understand that. I prefer Alejandro Balde over Alonso, but if the club don't do that and loan Alejandro Balde, okay, fair enough. But you have to go for Grimaldo and Javi Galan first, in my opinion. We'll wait and see. But again, for Chelsea right now, Azpilicueta is a priority, and then Alonso is a serious option in that left back position. Now, the player who has been heavily linked with Barcelona over the past 24 hours the most is Valencia Spanish midfielder Carlos Soler. Apparently, according to reports, he has reached an agreement to join Barcelona this summer if Frenkie De Jong leaves the club. The news broke from AS. They came out saying that Barcelona have reached an agreement with Valencia for the transfer of Carlos Soler for 20 million euros. The club also agreed personal terms with the player. The operation now depends on the likely sale of Frenkie De Jong. Xavi and Mateu Alemany have green-lighted the sale of Frenkie De Jong for around 70 million euros, and then the signing of Soler for 20 million euros. The operation currently is very advanced. Now, when I first saw this, I'm like, another crap. Xavi, Mateu Alemany, and Frenkie De Jong himself all have come out in the past 24 hours saying that we want to stay at Barcelona. We're gonna stay. We're very, very happy. So I'm like, okay, this is total crap. And then Valencia, the club, released an official statement denying the report. Official statement saying that Valencia flatly denies that they have any agreement or even negotiating with Barcelona for the transfer of Carlos Soler. We are currently working on his renewal. Don't believe lies. I'm like, whoa, the club releasing an official statement on some random transfer. It wasn't even coming in from good sources. I'm thinking, okay, that's a bit weird on, a big club like Valencia doing it, but I'm like, all right, shut down the report straight away. And then the Barcelona sources started coming in. Juan Martin from Sport came out saying that talks are indeed advanced between Barcelona, Carlos Soler, and Valencia. It is 100% true. The transfer does depend on Frenkie De Jong's situation. Barcelona have been working on the signing of Carlos Soler in case Frenkie De Jong leaves. If he stays though, the transfer will not happen. So now I'm thinking, why are Barcelona preparing another signing for Frenkie De Jong leaving? Are they expecting a 70 million euro bid to come in from PSG, Bayern Munich, Manchester United? And if that's the case, looks like they're going to accept it straight away because they're already, negotiating a replacement. I'm thinking, okay, bit weird. Jordi came out saying that Barcelona like Carlos Soler a lot, and there have been talks, but nothing has been agreed with Valencia or the player. Okay, and then Moises Malora from ESPN came out saying that it is true that Barcelona have held talks with Carlos Soler, but his signing will only be considered if Frenkie De Jong leaves, and Barcelona will only study good offers for Frenkie De Jong over, of course, 70 million euros, which of course I agree with and I understand. So this is now telling me that the club are expecting someone to bid 70 million euros for Frenkie De Jong. They're probably going to try and get a bit more money out of that deal, sell Frenkie, and then bring in Carlos Soler as a replacement. But finally, Hector Gomez, the best source in Valencia, the most reliable as well, he came out saying there is no agreement between Barcelona and Valencia for the transfer of Carlos Soler. Barcelona met with the player's agent last January, but they haven't decided whether they want to go for him or not, given the economic situation currently at Barcelona. So there's all the news. I'm as confused as you are. Carlos Soler as a Frenkie De Jong replacement, okay, he's cheaper, Spanish FC, I get it, but why are we trying to seal the deal for a player who hasn't even left yet? We'll talk about Frenkie De Jong's future in a little bit, but focusing mainly on Carlos Soler, I mean, it's an average replacement. He has 1 year left on his contract, but you have to go back what we know the most right now, and that's, of course, the statement from Valencia. Let me pull it up right now. This is what they've said, so you have to go by this. This is the only official news that we have. Everything else is rumor. Valencia right now are currently working on the renewal of Carlos Soler, and they flatly deny they have any agreement or even talking with Barcelona, so we have to go off by that. So we'll wait and see what happens. Watch out for the sale of Frenkie De Jong. If that bid comes in now, I am worried that Barcelona will accept it. They won't even negotiate. If it's above 70 million, they'll accept it and replace Frenkie with Carlos Soler. But at the moment, what we know officially is that there's no talks and no agreement yet. Now, the midfielder that I personally thought that we would sign if Frenkie De Jong does leave the club this summer is Ruben Neves, but we also have been linked with him over the past 24 hours. Sport have come out saying that Barcelona are aware that soon they will need to sign a replacement for Busquets. Ruben Neves is a candidate and Barcelona are following him. His agent is Jorge Mendes, and this gives Barcelona an advantage. However, negotiations with Wolves will not be easy. Ruben Neves' priority is to move to Barcelona ahead of interest from Arsenal and Manchester United, but Wolves initially wanted 120 million, but will have to lower their demands if they want to do any business. 120 million? I swear he has 2 years left on his contract as well. Look, I'll keep your eyes on him. Of course, Jorge Mendes, that connection is there, and Jordi Alba cannot stop talking about him, that Barcelona like him. Keep your eyes on it, so I would say the same thing. But again, Busquets, Kessie, Nico, Gavi, Roberto, Frenkie, Pedri. We currently have Riqui Puig. We currently have 8 midfielders in the squad, and Ruben Neves, I think this summer would cost at least 50 million euros. I think this summer I cannot see it happening. I think Carlos Soler is more likely if we do sell Frenkie De Jong. But I think Ruben Neves is all paper talk. I cannot see Barcelona signing him this summer, but in the future, you never know. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. I will do this in a quick fire fashion. Firstly is Memphis Depay. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that some English clubs have approached Memphis Depay in the past few weeks, but nothing has been advanced so far for his signing. I said this before and I'll say it again. I think Depay's future is in his own hands. I think Barcelona are very grateful for him for taking a pay cut this summer, especially as a free agent, and they will agree with Depay. But of course, they will want a reasonable price for him if they do sell him this summer. I think around 20-30 million euros. So wait and see. But Depay also said after the match against Real Mallorca in the past weekend, said that to continue at Barcelona, when I came here, I knew it was a new project. I want to help and be an important player this season and also in the future. So he's foreshadowing that he wants to stay at Barcelona, but of course, if we do sign another striker, I think depends on who it is. You know, if it's Morata, I think Depay will be like, you know what, I can compete with him. If it's Lewandowski, I think Depay will be like, you know what, I'm going to probably sit on the bench for the rest of the season unless someone gets injured, so might as well cut our losses. And also keep in mind that Depay does have 1 year left on his contract, so either we sell him this summer or we have to renew him this summer in order to obtain his value. So wait and see on Depay. I think his future will be uncertain for the rest of the summer, but again, I'd say right now it's probably 50-50 whether or not he stays at Barcelona or not. But one player who is very likely to leave the club this summer is Riqui Puig. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that it's very likely that Barcelona will try to sell Riqui Puig in the summer, either for cash or part of a swap deal to cheapen other operations. His current contract expires in June 2023. He has hardly gotten any minutes under Xavi this season, and Sport came out back in that statement as well, saying that Barcelona want to sell Riqui Puig. Not loan, but only few clubs are interested in him as his salary is very high for a player like him. Currently, he earns around 60 to 80,000 euros per week. The option of terminating the contract and giving him the letter of freedom or extending the contract for a year and then loaning him out is also an option. And I think the lateral will happen. I think Barcelona, what they'll do is extend his contract for 1 season and then send him out on loan. That way when he comes back, he will not be a free agent. I think that's what's going to happen. That'll be my bet. We'll have to wait and see. I think there is interest from Riqui Puig from other, La Liga clubs, Celta Vigo, Elche, those lower to La Liga table teams. So we'll wait and see. I think he could be included in that Javi Galan operation for Celta Vigo as well. But again, the future is on him. He does not want to leave Barcelona. We saw him in that podcast for Cupra, the car company that's in line with Barcelona. He's doing a podcast with Ansu Fati, Araujo, and Ibas, the straight streamer. What's his name? I forget his name, but you know who I mean, right? That Spanish Twitch streamer. He was saying, look, you can't be a starter at Barcelona at 20. It's very rare. I love the club. I love the city. I want to stay here. So we'll wait and see on Riqui. I personally believe that extending his contract for 1 season and then loaning him out is right now the best and most viable option as well. And speaking about loan, a player on a loan who Barcelona desperately want to get rid of 100% this summer is Philippe Coutinho. Moses Malone from ESPN came out saying despite Coutinho's performances not being great recently, it is still possible that Aston Villa will sign him for 40 million euros. Barcelona are waiting for their answer. For Barcelona, his exit is a priority. Other clubs are also interested. No doubt Philippe Coutinho will be sold this summer. I think whether or not we terminate his contract and let him go for very cheap, he will not come back to Barcelona. 500k a week. He's been a flop. The best we can do right now is try to recuperate a lot of money. I think Aston Villa looking good. Of course, Stevie G loves the player. I think Arsenal, Tottenham are also interested in the player as well. For me, the question is, how much are we going to get for him? 20, 30, or the premium 40 million euros? We'll have to wait and see, but 100% Felipe Coutinho's future is far away from Barcelona. Let's now discuss the players who are likely to stay at Barcelona over the summer and not leave the club this summer. Firstly, of course, is Frenkie De Jong. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Frenkie De Jong's priority is to stay at Barcelona, and Barcelona want to keep him. Xavi considers him as untouchable and is convincing the board to keep him, and they want to keep him as well. We'll see if they receive any offers. Again, that's going to be the big question mark, the big stumbling block this summer. Moses Malone from ESPN came out saying that a part of the Barcelona board wants to sell Frenkie De Jong, and a part considers him to be the cornerstone of the midfield. But Barcelona's official version for Frenkie De Jong is that he's not for sale, although they would study a big offer if it comes in. And lastly, Candace came out saying that for Xavi, Frenkie De Jong is non-transferable. I think all this crap around Frenkie De Jong, Carlos Soler, Ruben Neves is all crap. This is an example of Spanish bias in the media and in Barcelona as well. Part of the board don't want Frenkie De Jong. I'm telling you right now, it's because he's not Spanish. We've seen this so many times in the past. I can list you 100 names. The only thing that can stop this is if the offer comes in. I really don't want to talk about Frenkie De Jong anymore. I'm sick and tired of this crap. He's going to be staying. When the offer comes in, we'll talk. And I highly doubt that offer will come in this summer. And I think for the club to really go, ooh, no, this is pretty good, it's got to be 80 million euros plus. We hear in the media 70, but we paid 75 for him. So we got to at least make some profit. So 80 million, I think the club will go, let's study this. Let's negotiate with the club that bid for him. Hey, how about 80 plus 10 in variable, stuff like that. So I think Frenkie De Jong will be staying at Barcelona this summer unless, of course, that big offer comes in. And again, for me, in my opinion, this is all just Spanish bias from the media and also from the board members as well who want to sell Frenkie De Jong. Another midfielder who's Spanish who will be staying at the club this summer is Sergio Busquets, El Capitano. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Sergio Busquets will stay at Barcelona next season. He had a conversation with Xavi and they decided on the same thing as well. But in 2023, when his contract expires, moving to the MLS is a real option. He is exploring it. Now, yesterday Busquets was having a dinner with Leo Messi in Barcelona. I'm thinking they might try to reunite in Inter Miami, man. Him, Suarez, the whole gang, Jordi Alba, maybe even Neymar, just, one last hurrah. I can see that happening. I would love Busquets to retire in Barcelona, but I do think also one more thing. It's important for him, if he's going to leave next season, because of course the season after that we will not be at the Camp Nou. So he wants to leave at the Camp Nou, get the right send-off, get those banners out like we did with Andres Iniesta. Busquets deserves that. So we'll wait and see. 100% Busquets will be here next season. The question is, will he be here the season after that? Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. I want to discuss all three players because it's all just quick updates. Firstly, on Sergi Roberto coming in from Fabrizio Romano. He's come out saying that Barcelona are closing in on Sergi Roberto's contract extension. The new deal will be until June 2023, which will be signed in the coming days after the final details are clarified, and then the official announcement will take place. Roberto, done deal, se queda, here we go, confirmed. He will stay for one more season, and of course his contract will have an option for another season, and his salary will be reduced by around 50 to 60% as well. Now that midfield is absolutely stocked, man. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of you guys want Roberto to leave, so did I, but now he's going to be staying one more season. I think because he was injured throughout this whole entire year. He played the first couple games, got 2 goals, 2 assists, and then he's been out for the rest of the season, so that's why I think he wants to play under Xavi, see how it is, and of course, stay at the club that he loves. But after Roberto seals his renewal, the next priority at the club for contract renewals will be, of course, Pablo Gavi. Mateu Alemany came out saying that Gavi is clear that he only wants to stay at Barcelona despite big offers from Chelsea and Bayern Munich. The will of the player in the situation is very, very key. So again, Gavi has received big offers from Chelsea and Bayern Munich, and my source told me he also received a big offer from Liverpool as well. Again, it's just a player wanting to stay at the club that's holding us in right now. Apparently, final details are very, very close. But I want to talk about what Mateu Alemany said before the match against Real Mallorca on the weekend. He's asked about the contract renewal of both Gavi and Ousmane Dembele, and he said both of them want to stay at Barcelona, but we do have a set salary limit and it's very strict. We will do everything possible so that Gavi and Dembele continue, but we have some limitations. So Alemany is saying, look, both players want to stay. We want to keep both players, but of course, we have a very strict salary margin. We cannot go up, we cannot go down, all that sort of stuff. I think the club right now are favoring Gavi, of course, which I completely agree with as well, but they want to keep both, but they both have to comply with Barcelona's salary limit or else they'll be walking away. I'm not worried about Gavi. I am, of course, a bit about Ousmane Dembele. We'll have to wait and see, but after seeing Roberto, the next 2 priorities for Barcelona are Gavi and Dembele's renewal. Let's now take a look at some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, the American tour is in danger for July. Moses Malorans and Samuel Marsden from ESPN have come out saying that FC Barcelona's, Juventus, and Real Madrid's plans to play a preseason tournament in the United States of America are at risk of collapsing. Barcelona are now exploring other ways of playing friendlies in the US this year. They want to maximize their potential income by playing friendlies against attracting clubs before the 2022-2023 season starts. Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus want to arrange a tournament to help offset the losses they have all experienced since the pandemic in 2020. So right now they had a plan to play in Las Vegas, I believe, and now that has totally collapsed. But the 3 clubs don't want to play somewhere else in America because, of course, big clubs playing each other will attract a lot of tourists, a lot of fans, and they want to maximize their money. And Sport came out back in that statement as well, saying that Barcelona will still go on tour to the USA, but the games will now be played on the East Coast. Some problems have arisen with the company that were supposed to be arranging the matches with Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, and possibly AC Milan, but the trip to the US still remains clear. So no danger in that. We were going to go to Las Vegas, but now looking like to be New York, Washington, somewhere around there apparently. So wait and see. No serious danger. The preseason in the US will still take place, but the question now is, at which state will it be taking place at? Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is the future of Ansu Fati for the rest of the season. Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Xavi wants Ansu Fati to be closer to the goal and play as a striker until the end of the season, at least to avoid the defensive demands of playing as a winger. And the coach has been very clear about this decision and has defined and worked on this role for Ansu. So as you know, Xavi's wingers have to be very, very up and down those wings, defending and attacking, and he does not want to put Ansu Fati in that risk, and that's why Ansu Fati for the remainder of the season will be playing as a striker and not a winger. Javi Miguel from AES came out back in that statement as well, but also adding that Ansu Fati is not expected to start a match for the rest of the season. He is expected to only play around 15-20 minutes in the next 2 games. If everything is fine, he could play 30 minutes against Getafe. Fati is not match fit, and the objective for him is to be 100% ready for preseason. So Ansu Fati will not start a game from now until the end of the season, which of course is 4 more games, and also he'll only come on for the last 15 to 20 minutes just to get match fit. He's not match fit right now. The club's objective right now is to have him 120% ready for the preseason. So that's what you can expect from Ansu Fati from now until the end of the season. He'll come on as a striker for only 15 minutes and won't start a match for the rest of the season. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly about Lewandowski, if we don't sign him, who would be the striker that you would go for? Lukaku, Jesus, Felix, Alvaro Morata. Secondly, on the whole entire Carlos Soler saga, what are your thoughts about it? Would you bring in Soler as a Frenkie De Jong replacement? Would you sell Frenkie De Jong at what price? Next up, on the left backs, who would you go for? Grimaldo, Galan, Alonso, maybe even Gavi or Angelino. And finally, your thoughts about the club's strict salary limits on the contract renewal of Ousmane, Dembele, and Pablo Gavi. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.